Joe Flacco is an all-around savior for this Cleveland Browns offense. This man, Joe Flacco, is a straight miracle worker because I don't know how he's pulling this off for the Cleveland Browns right now, but in my opinion, he deserves comeback player of the year because, man, he's doing some amazing things. He was on a couch somewhere about ready to sign and talk on TV. Deshaun Watson would go ahead and get ruled out for the year a few weeks ago, and what happened was the Browns had to make a move at the quarterback position. Deshaun Watson faced some injuries earlier in the season. They started PJ Walker and he really wasn't that great. They also started the rookie quarterback DTR and honestly he really wasn't that great either. So you know what they went ahead and did? They made the right move in my opinion and signed Joe Flacco, and this man has been lighting it up. And that's what I'm here to break down today. Joe Flacco and what he's been doing with the Cleveland Browns has been amazing. But before I get into it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated, and comment if you guys think that Joe Flacco should be comeback player of the year because in my opinion I think he deserves it. And let's get straight into it. First off, let's break down what Joe Flacco has done in his first 5 games as the Cleveland Brown. His first game was on December 3rd versus the Los Angeles Rams. Flacco would go ahead and have 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Now, the Cleveland Browns would go ahead and lose this game 19-36, but you know what? Flacco looked kind of good in the Cleveland offense, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he had some good plays. He had one bad play being that interception, but you know what? Honestly, he didn't even play that bad, so the Browns did the smart move and let him play again the next week versus the Jaguars, and he lit them up. The Browns would win this game, and you know what? Flacco had some great stats. 311 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He was playing great, in my opinion. Honestly, this might have been the best game from a Cleveland quarterback this year. And then the next week versus the Bears, he would have even more passing yards with 374. He threw 2 touchdowns. When it comes to Joe Flacco, you're going to get some turnovers in there, but you're also going to get a ton of passing yards and some passing touchdowns. But he did go ahead and lead the Browns down the field, and the Browns would go ahead and win this game versus Chicago, a much needed win. And then the next week he'd play the Texans on Christmas Eve. He played another great game, 368 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Went ahead and lit up this Texan defense. So at this point, after that Texan game, he has 3 games in a row with 300 or more passing yards. He was balling out. And then he would go ahead on Thursday Night Football and face an elite defense in the New York Jets. All year, the New York Jets have been terrorizing quarterbacks. They've just been not good when they go ahead and play this Jets defense. It's been that good. Joe Flacco said, yeah, I don't really care about that. And he went ahead and had 309 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Yeah, this man carved up an elite Jets defense that has been horrible for everyone this year. Besides Joe Flacco, the only other quarterback that played good versus Jets defense this year was Dak Prescott all the way back in week 2. So yeah, the Cleveland Browns are currently the 5th seed in the AFC, and they're doing some incredible things in my opinion. There is still a chance that they can go ahead and get the 1 seed, but in my opinion, I don't think that's going to happen. They would need the Ravens to go ahead and lose out, and I don't think that's going to happen. This Baltimore team has been on another level. They would need the Bills to go ahead and win versus the Dolphins in week 18, and the Browns and Joe Flacco would have to go ahead and beat the Bengals in week 18. But like I said, I do not think the Ravens are going to go ahead and lose. They're too dominant right now in the AFC. But anyways, back to Joe Flacco and what he's doing for the Cleveland Browns. There's something else I want to touch on with this Cleveland offense, the amount of injuries that they have faced. Because honestly, with some of these O-line injuries and the running back injuries, it's kind of impressive to see what Joe Flacco has been doing in this Cleveland offense with some of these injuries that they've had. The Browns currently have 11 wins, but also Nick Chubb has been out since week 2 with that knee injury. They also have 3 offensive tackles out, being Jack Conklin, Jarek Wills, and DeJuan Jones, which honestly, those injuries are also huge. Also want to mention real quick, in that game that they played versus the New York Jets, Amari Cooper didn't play that game, and Joe Flacco still found a way to go ahead and lit up that New York Jets defense, which is even more crazier. I also want to throw another little stat in there. Joe Flacco currently has more passing touchdowns than the New York Giants, the Tennessee Titans, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's tied with the Giants and Panthers. Just thought I should throw that in there real quick. Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns are currently the 5th seed in the AFC, and honestly, I think that's going to stay the way it is. I don't think Baltimore is going to lose out. And that's the way I think it's going to be in the AFC this year. So the Browns are going to go ahead and either play the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Indianapolis Colts, or the Houston Texans in the AFC South. Here's my take on it. Whoever the Cleveland has to go ahead and play, Indy, Jacksonville, or Houston, I think he's going to go ahead and light them up in my opinion. That's just what Joe Flacco does, especially with the game being on the road. He's just one of the GOATs of ever doing that. If Joe Flacco wins a road playoff game this year, he has the most road playoff wins in NFL history for a quarterback at least, which is all around just insane. Who knows what Cleveland does this year? Maybe they go on a little bit of a run to the AFC Championship game. I would not be surprised. The way that Joe Flacco is playing in this offense, I would not be surprised whatsoever if that happened. Let's go back and talk about what what I said at the beginning of the video when I said Joe Flacco should win the Comeback Player of the Year award. Now, I don't want this to become a whole controversy with Damar Hamlin and everything. I'm going to give my reasoning why, in my opinion, Joe Flacco should go ahead and win the award. Because I know there's going to be some people in the comments, they hop on my case about it and why Damar Hamlin should win it. I'm going to give up my reasons. If you don't agree, I'm very sorry. We can have a civil conversation over it in the comment section, but here we go. I'm going to give my reasonings. First off, Damar Hamlin. The story is insane in my opinion. I'm very happy that he was able to make a recovery from the horrible thing that happened to him. There's just a problem with this though. He has 2 tackles. He's just hasn't been on the football field enough in my opinion to go ahead and win the award. If he was like leading the Bills in tackles or something like that, I would go ahead and give him the award for sure, but he has 2 tackles. He's a 3rd stringer. He doesn't see much time on the field. In my opinion, just because of that, I can't give him the award. Like I said, it's incredible what Damar has done, but just because he hasn't played much on the field, I can't give him that award in my opinion. It's just how it's going to have to go. Joe Flacco has overcame his couch and came in for the Cleveland Browns and have won football games. Now, I'm not saying that overcoming your couch is a more important thing than overcoming death, but I gave up my reasons why, in my opinion, I don't think Damar should go ahead and win the award. This man, Joe Flacco, has really came in and saved this Cleveland offense. Now, I know I'm going to hear people talking about, oh, they were 5-1 with Watson and they still had a winning record before Flacco came in. If Flacco doesn't come in my opinion, they have PJ Walker or DTR start the rest of the year, they don't have a winning record anymore. And they probably still could possibly make playoffs, but they wouldn't be as good as they are right now. This man, Joe Flacco, has truly done something impressive, and in my opinion, he's a miracle worker for this Cleveland offense. I mean, signing a guy coming off the couch, that's a huge risk right there. And he has clearly been worth it in my opinion. They signed him a contract, they got him off the practice squad, they did the right thing because this man is truly balling out. Like I said, in my opinion, what he's done has been super impressive, and honestly, I think it deserves that Comeback Player of the Year award, especially if he goes ahead and wins a playoff game. I'm not 100% sure if awards are based off playoff games as well, but especially if he goes ahead and wins a playoff game, he deserves the award. But yeah, that's my take on Joe Flacco and what he's been doing for the Cleveland Browns. As a Raven fan, I'm a huge fan of Joe Flacco. He won us the Super Bowl all the way back in 2012. Even though he plays for my rival team being the Cleveland Browns, he's doing something that is truly impressive in my opinion, just coming into that Cleveland offense and balling out. I gotta take notice of that. That's just some insane and some very special stuff. Like I said, I gotta take notice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because in my opinion, I think Flacco deserves to be Comeback Player of the Year, and I really want to know what you guys think about that topic. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Watch this video right here about the Indianapolis Colts and how they're surprisingly good at what Shane Steichen has done at head coach this year. And watch this video right here about when the 49ers are fully healthy, they look pretty unstoppable, except of course that loss that they faced versus the Ravens. So they might be getting a video soon too. But I will see you guys in the next one.